International Credit Union Day being celebrated worldwide under the theme, Building Financial Health for a Brighter Tomorrow. We're pleased to have you all joining us, our members, clients of FHC Investments Limited, prospective members, our team members, friends of FHC, and persons who are curious and persons who just want to get ahead in life. I am Juven Montague Anderson. I'm the Assistant General Manager of Marketing, Communications, and Member Experience at FHC. And we welcome you. We're so happy to see so many persons on so early in the meeting. We're happy to have you, especially on International Credit Union Day as we celebrate worldwide. As is customary of our webinars, we open with prayer. And let me invite Miss Melissa Thompson, Micro and Small Business Loans Officer, to pray. Melissa?
Hello, good evening. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we bless your name. We give you thanks for the opportunity to meet over this webinar. We thank you for the celebrations that we have been having this past week, and we commit all our speakers before you tonight. We pray that all our participants will leave informed, and we just commit everything that's been said before you. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for what you continue to do in our lives. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you for watching over us. Thank you for guiding us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much. Today, our topic is feeling the joy of helping entrepreneurs advance, a very critical area as we navigate the COVID-19 pandemic. We have a packed session for you as we will be sharing information on our micro and small business loans here at FHC, the Dbj Serve Jamaica Loan Program, that's the Development Bank of Jamaica, as well as how entrepreneurs can use the digital space to position and navigate their business. However, before we get into our presentations, let me invite our Chief Executive Officer, Ms. Roxanne Linton, to bring greetings on this special day. Ms. Linton, over to you.
Thank you, Juven, and a warm welcome to everyone to our 12th monthly webinar, the Feeling the Joy series. It's really a pleasure seeing everybody here. Greetings to my colleagues from FHC, executives on the call, and all our team members, representatives from the board, and of course to all our members. Such a pleasure to see you, and really I know that you had many choices as to which event to partake of this evening, but you chose us. And we're really delighted to have you here. And I wish for each of you a happy and blessed International Credit Union Day. We celebrate this day each year in recognition of our members and their loyalty and their steadfastness with the credit union movement, allowing this august body that's a global network to be able to continue to thrive and to be of service and support through all the different phases, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of life. And so it is with that in mind, that the theme for 2021 is around just building financial health. We recognize the impact of COVID-19, the pandemic, on all of us, but it does not deter us from continuing on our journey to really bolster our finances. I think that's one of the lessons that COVID has taught us. COVID has taught us about the importance of our relationships, the importance of our health, and I think also the importance of a financial partnership. And it is in that vein that your credit union, takes this opportunity to partner with the DBJ and with our support organization that supports us in terms of, building our brand to really host this webinar this evening. And so I really encourage us in the vein of the theme to really take the steps, those daily activities, those actions, those practices each day that you take, whether it's continuing your savings plan, continuing to make contributions to your insurance policies, continuing to borrow wisely, those daily activities, your retirement planning and contributions on that front. Those are going to really accumulate and make a difference in the future, so starting whatever plan you have, it's important to start at any time that you can and start as early as you can and to be as consistent as you can. And so, today we have a special focus on our entrepreneurs, very important sector and group cohort for us here at FHC, but also nationally, very important, the contributions that our micro small business entities make to our overall gross domestic product. And so it's with great pleasure that we, take this opportunity to really host this webinar to provide you with those ideas, strategies, and tips in terms of how to continue to advance and to make the valued contribution that you make to us here at FHC and also to our country. So we thank you, and I do wish for you an enjoyable webinar. Do be participative. We like when we get a lot of questions and engagement, and just hoping that it will be beneficial. I also want to give a good shout out to Jason, who is our head of our micro small business unit, who will be presenting this evening also, new to the unit, but doing a great job so far. And so we want to continue to support him. So thank you everyone for joining us this evening. As I said, you had many choices, but you chose FHC, and we're delighted about that. And we welcome you and wish for you an enjoyable evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Linton. Ms. Linton is not only our Chief Executive Officer, she's our Chief Encouragement Officer, and we just witnessed that, what she did with Jason. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Ms. Linton. Ms. Linton has never missed a webinar, and we appreciate that she's here to share with us. And this is our 12th webinar that we are having. However, as we move along, let me just share with you some of the housekeeping matters for this session. Please ensure that your microphones are muted, and feel free to use the chat icon to communicate with us or any of our presenters throughout the session. After the first presenter, we will pause and take 2 or 3 quick questions, and then we will move on to the next presenter. Again, I said you can use the chat to communicate with us, and please ensure that you have your pen and your paper to take notes, as some powerful and winning information will be shared with you throughout the session. So as I move along, it's now time for me to introduce or just share with you a little bit about our first presenter. And Jason Ferguson is our first presenter. Jason currently serves as the manager of our micro and small business unit here at First Heritage. He has over a decade of experience in the financial industry, and he possesses a wealth of knowledge and skills in sales management, leadership, and relationship building. He's also a graduate of the University of the West Indies, and he is both service-oriented and results-driven. And he lives by the mantra, every day is a gift of new opportunities. He loves cycling, both recreationally and competitively. And he uses just one word to describe himself, and that word is resilient. And this is because he's always up for a challenge and is passionate in his pursuit of success. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Jason. Hi, Jason. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, Juven.
Okay, over to you. Take it away.
Okay, let me just first say thank you, Chief Encouragement Officer. I'm feeling riled up at the moment and ready to present to our wonderful members. So good evening, everyone, and thank you for being a part of our webinar. For those who are new to First Heritage, let me welcome you to our family. As I hope by the end of my presentation, you will all decide to be a member of this wonderful institution. First Heritage Cooperative boasts over 200,000 members, and we have 11 locations island-wide. We cater to all financial needs that you would expect for a financial institution. However, we have more. As a credit union, we also have pension services and investment services, which we boast about to our members. So if you're not yet a part of the team, we're looking for you to be a part of this wonderful family. Now, today, we'll be focusing on our MSME. What is MSME if you don't know? Micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. Yes, we're talking about entrepreneurship, people. That is what we'll be focusing on today. So let me share my screen as we get into the planned presentation. All right. So our topic for today will be building financial health through entrepreneurship. We're changing the game today. All right, so how do we build financial health? I did a quick little check on Google. Nowadays, we Google everything, right? Google is our best friend. And based on my research on Google, the first 5 or probably 7 results gave me this listing. So planning for expenses, reducing expenses, spend wisely, plan for emergencies, protection through insurance, save for future goal, contributing to pension. These are all ways in which Google mentioned to build good financial health. To sum it up, to me, it spells being efficient with your cash. But what is missing? You know, I'll throw this out to the group now. If anybody can tell me, based on the list here, what do you think is missing from the list that Google presented to me? Because I found it very odd that in that listing, something was missing. The top 7 searches and this very important thing is missing. So if you could drop it in the chat, I'll give you a few seconds because we must move on. And I'm looking. Not seeing it. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I see investment, Armando, and I see spirituality from Mr. Gale, that is. All right. Investment, that is missing. That is what is missing. And what do we get from investment? We get increased earnings. Now, as much as you try to cut down on expenses and manage your expenses, your income, if it does not increase, you'll be fighting a losing battle. Every month, we have increased expenses. Our light bill goes up, our food bill goes up, our gas expense goes up, even the toll. So one good way of keeping good financial health is increasing our earnings. And we'll definitely be looking at that today. What are the methods that we can use to increase our earnings? Okay, we can apply for a higher paying job, work overtime, receiving a promotion, getting a second job, financial investments, starting a business, and growing your existing business. And these 3 last points are what I want to really get in on today. So we're talking about entrepreneurship. The one-pot thing, it's not happening anymore, right? COVID-19 and its effects have shown us that. You need to create multiple sources of income for us to really have financial security. Let's look at entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurial endeavors are far less limited when compared to employment. Earning potentials are only restricted to the creativity and financial prowess of the proprietor. Starting a business or growing one is a major challenge for most individuals. This is often stemming from knowledge gaps and lack of funding. MSBLU, which is the Micro Small Business Zone Unit, for those who don't know, seek to close these gaps for our members through numerous partnerships and innovative products. The truth is, before we can fix the issues of funding, we must fix all the other issues. Our partners are able to address these issues, such as business plan formulation, financial statement preparation, IT and marketing solutions, even a lack of security. Now, when most persons come to me and they want to, as I said, they're opening a new business or they are trying to grow their existing business, there are a lot of things that are missing. Persons do not practice proper financial record keeping. Persons trying to start a new business, they have the ideas, but they can't formulate a proper business plan. And then, of course, you need to do projections if you're doing a new business. We're talking now about financial projections of expenses and income from this new business that you're starting. And also there's the IT, IT is a very big part of what we do as businesses these days. And there's a marketing of the said business. So based on this concern from multiple applicants, First Heritage has made it our priority to seek partners to help our members to prepare them for this loan interview and for gaining financing. So with that said, let's just talk about a few of our partners. And we'll start off with the Development Bank of Jamaica. We've had a long-lasting relationship with the DBJ. DBJ is the pioneer in the business space right now for providing financing to members, not just loans, but also financial grants. But we have a representative from the DBJ that will come to speak to us a little bit more about the products that they provide later. But I will tell you, they have filled many gaps where our members are concerned, and I'm sure Kerry will share with you all the wonderful features of their products that they have over there. Another wonderful product that the DBJ provides is the CEF. And this basically makes up for a lack of collateral for members who would want to apply for a loan, but just do not have enough security. I'll get into that more as the presentation goes along. So we spoke about business plans. Most persons have a good idea of what they want to do with their business, but when they come to make a pitch, not as good as the idea is in their head. How can we get it from the head, from the mind, to the paper? The JBDC, or the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, provides these services to our members. They help to formulate great business plans that can get you that loan application. So through the partnership with the JBDC, we have been able to create a lot of business plans for providing funding for our members. Not only that, but through the Development Bank of Jamaica and their vouchers, we have been able to provide this at discounted and sometimes free of cost. Rather, farming is very big these days. However, I, sitting here as the head of the unit, I know nothing about farming. So what do? We provide services to RADA to look at some of these applications. We make calls for technical assistance in looking at the risk involved in funding these individuals. So a good partnership to RADA will help our farmers to get more funding through First Heritage and through the DBJ. The Caribbean Microfinance Alliance. Now this is an exciting one. They have come up with an online financial education program for which First Heritage is currently in dialogue, and we're looking to roll that out soon. If and when, well, I say when we roll out this program, we'll have up to 150 participants that will be able to go online as they choose at their will. It will be 24-hour platform, and they can, in their own leisure time, get up to date on their financial know-how and abilities, all free of cost, provided by First Heritage Cooperative. And we have our great friends, very big partnership. I'm very excited about this one even more. With Resolve It, they're an IT company and also a BDO on the Development Bank of Jamaica. So a lot of talk is in the space about pivoting, opening web-based stores, moving away from the brick and mortar. Nobody is taking cash that much, persons are moving to point of sales and wireless transfer methods. Resolve IT will help these businesses to get those in place. One problem we have with smaller businesses, they're not able to track their finances well. Again, Resolve IT is the type of company that will allow them to get QuickBooks, for example, accounting softwares installed so that they can manage their business much easily. So when they come for a loan application, then we can pull those account statements from their QuickBooks or whatever program they choose, so we can easily review the business performance. So a lovely partnership there. And then our final partner is Pioneering Consultancy Group Limited. They're an accounting firm, and they will be the ones to help you to get your books together. So you have been doing your own little accounting, but it's not up to standard for you to get that $10 million loan. Pioneer will come in, take those books, look at it, and put it together in proper accounting standards that can get you that loan approved. So these are just some of our partners that we wish to name at this time. We have many other partners that we can use to assist you in organizing your business. I would say financially, getting your financial statements organized, getting your IT systems, point of sale, CCTV cameras installed, getting your business plan in place, and getting the education process going through the CMFA and the education program. So now that we have met with a prospective member about their business loan application, we have sought some counseling from our partners. So they have all their marketing needs under control, their financial statements are ready, their business plan is ready, and they are already, and they have been funded through the Dbj with their vouchers for technical assistance. They have gotten grants to cover some of these expenses, if not all. We're now ready to talk about the application. So let's do some tips for a successful business loan application. Proper financial statements are key, which is why we have founded partnerships with Pioneer. Proper financial statements will allow us to take an in-depth look at your business. We need to know that the business is sound, that the business is able to generate enough profits to, one, sustain itself, sustain its proprietors, and sustain the loan that is being applied for. A good credit history. Now, if we're going to be lending funds to an individual or a business, that individual or business must have a good credit history. That's the main rule of thumb. However, here at First Heritage, we do understand that from time to time, persons fall in financial difficulty and may have what we call spotty credit. What do we do in this case? If you have spotty credit, it's best for you to meet with the persons or the institution that you would have had bad credit with and go in and make some form of organized arrangement. With that organized arrangement of a payment plan or a payment plan is one of the first things that we normally ask for. So you can go in and say, okay, hey, I can pay 10,000 a month. You sign an agreement with that company, you honor the agreement, and we can see that agreement is being honored. Then we will look at it as you're trying to recover from that situation, and we will internally increase your credit score, possibly allowing you to receive a loan. All right. We have a clearly defined business plan. While you, the proprietor, may have all the knowledge and expertise in the world of the business that you are about to create, we will have to see it on paper. We'll have to be able to read and understand it. so we can manage the risk associated with the business to see if, yes, this is a business that First Heritage can stand behind and provide funding for. Funds provided by First Heritage are that of our members, and we have to protect it, so we have to go to proper financial prudency. So proper financial statements, seeing that persons are credit worthy, to good credit history, and yes, clearly defined business plans. Well-maintained sales and purchases logs are also important. For Pioneer to put together proper financial statements for you, they will need a base to work from. Having these logs maintained will, one, allow you to have a faster turnaround time for the financial statements, and in the long run, having a faster turnaround time for your loan application to be approved. Bank records reflecting business and cash flow. This is another sore matter when we speak about microfinancing especially, and to some extent, small businesses. Persons do not practice to run their cash flows through a formal institution, may it be First Heritage, a credit union, any other credit union, or a commercial bank. It's very important for us to see the cash flows of the business, as we will need to look back at the financial statements and find some correlations in both, for us to be satisfied that, yes, these facts and figures are in fact true. Tax compliance. This is another important one. We have a great partnership with Development Bank of Jamaica, as I said many times before, and we cannot access for our members any of these facilities if they are not tax compliant, right? Not just that, but not being tax compliant is also a risk for First Heritage when funding you. If the government decides to clamp down on your business for not being compliant, you could be closed, or the payments to be made could end up failing the business if you have a lot of tax arrears. So tax compliance is key for having a successful application. So let's go to tips for the successful application: proper financial statements, good credit history, clearly defined business plan, well-maintained sales and purchase logs, bank records that reflect business cash flow, and tax compliance. So before you come in, these are things that you don't want to work on. If you don't have a know-how, come in anyway, and we'll point it to our partners who will hold their hand and ensure that you get these done properly. And last but not least, how could I forget a registered business? Again, this is also another stipulation of the Dbj. Your business should be registered. And as we look to grow starring entrepreneurs, we at First Heritage definitely back that idea or knowledge that businesses should be registered and we should formalize our practices. So what sectors does First Heritage finance? Retailers and wholesalers, the transport sector, agriculture sector, restaurateurs, mining and construction, manufacturing. And before I move on, I just want to say that if you did not just see, and I'll go back to the slide in case you want to look at it, your sector on there, just know that First Heritage is willing to sit and discuss any application that you are willing to put forward, and we'll assess the risk involved, and we will guide you along the process and do our best to find you financing for your project. So don't be shy if you are not there. Sometimes we get approached with some new sectors, not a new sectors emerging recently, and we have financed quite a few of them. But again, we have to come in and have the discussion, and then we will craft a product for you if we don't already have one. So available loan options as they are today. We have our FlexiBiz, which is a microloan that starts from 30,000 Jamaican dollars all the way up to 500,000 Jamaican dollars. This product can be secured or unsecured. We have our Signature Biz. It's for small businesses, and this amount starts from 500, well, 500,000 and above. And the sky is the limit with this loan. It all depends on your availability or your ability, sorry, to repay, and in some instances, security provided. So we spoke a lot about the DBJ, and DBJ to First Heritage as a MFI, right? We provide small and medium-sized business loans to the DBJ at very competitive rates. All right, so let's look a little bit more at the FlexiBiz loan and the features. All right, so the FlexiBiz repayment terms can be weekly, monthly, or revolving. You're wondering what revolving is? Revolving would speak to a line of credit. So we could say we are granting you 500,000 on a 30-day line of credit, which would mean anytime within 30 days, you can repay that facility and you can get another immediately after closure. That's what a revolving facility is. Moratoriums. So in business, we have seasons. We have seasons where things are very well, and we have seasons where things are not so well. We also have businesses that take some time to start generating cash, especially in the agriculture industry. We provide our members with moratoriums, which are essentially payment holidays to allow them to, one, recover during down periods, and two, allow them time for their businesses to mature, or their crops in terms of agriculture to mature to the point where they can make a profit and repay the loans. Now, a moratorium is granted based on your individual need, based on your industry and your business. Security is accepted. House appliances, machinery and equipment, motor vehicle, property, investment, life insurance policy, and cash. Also, if you fall low on security, we can use the CEF, which is a Credit Enhancement Fund, to back that up. I will allow Kerry to speak about the CEF in detail in her presentation. The FlexiBiz, this facility covers any legitimate business purpose. So any purpose that you have for your business, maybe working capital, purchasing property to expand the business, all of that is covered. Signature-based loan and its features. Again, we still have a weekly or monthly payment cycle, depending on what your business structure is like, and a revolving payment as well. We also have moratoriums, which I explained earlier, and security is accepted. We have machinery and equipment, motor vehicles, property, investment, life insurance policies, and cash. Again, this loan product can be backed by the CEF. And again, the facility will cover any legitimate business purpose. So how to apply for membership, guys? Because before you can benefit from all these wonderful products that we have on our partnerships, you have to be a part of the family. So you'll need an ID and TRN and a passport size photo, recent proof of address, a share deposit minimum of $3,650, 2 character references, and proof of income to meet our KYC requirements. Now, we've discussed what to do before coming in. We discussed what to do when you are here. Let us look at what documents you will need to bring in when you are ready for that loan interview. You will need identification card and a TRN. You will need a proof of address, 2 passport size photos, proof of purpose for the loan, character reference letter from a JP. 10% of the loan amount should be in the account. Sometimes this amount can be taken from the loan. Financial statements and cash flow projections for 3 years. And we can discuss this based on your particular situation, just how much financial statements and when you will be required to file. Business registration, 12 months bank statements, items to be used as collateral. So any collateral that you're presenting, you should bring probably a copy of the title just to show that it is yours legally, or receipts for payment of said collateral. And of course, your tax compliance certificate. However, in this case, this is mainly for persons applying for small business loans and not for those looking at microloan facilities. All right, so how to contact us? You can contact us through our email facilities, info@fhccu.com. You can call us at 929-5142 or our toll-free number 1-888-225-5472. We're also on the internet. Our website is www.fhccu.com. At Facebook /FAC Credit Union, at FAC Credit Union on Instagram, FAC Credit Union at Twitter as well. Our locations, we have branches in Portmore, Spanish Town, Morant Bay, Crossroads, Maypen, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. So we've discussed what is to be done for persons looking to start a new business, or if you're looking to expand on your business. We looked at the partnerships that are in place to help you to generate financial statements, your marketing, your IT, your business plan. We looked at what you need to do to prepare personally for that interview and what documents you need to take in. We have also mentioned our products and services on offer. So at this time, I'll just open the floor for any questions that you might have regarding the process, your particular situation, or just any general queries.
Okay, so we're going to ask you if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat, or you can actually raise your hand by clicking the reaction button, and raise your hand. We'll identify you and you can ask your question. Are there any questions so far? Monique, you will need to click on the reaction button to the right. Open your microphone, and then you can ask your question. Go ahead, Monique.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Monique.
Our question, for the passport size photographs that are to be tendered or to be taken in upon joining the bank, are those to be verified, or we call it now?
Notarize? No, you don't have to notarize, because we will have your identification to some form of government ID to back it up. So you don't need to do that.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm seeing another question from Charlene Dennis. When will a branch be in St. Mary?
Juven, you can take that one.
Okay, Charlene, thank you so much. You are from St. Mary, apparently. Well, we don't have a branch in St. Mary yet. We're currently looking at where we can actually have locations, not necessarily brick and mortar, but we can have our field officers can come to you. We can have agency types, but I must share with you our alternate channels. Deposits can be made through at any Bill Express, whether it's online or in their physical locations. We have our ATM cards, we have internet banking. So a number of channels can be used in the interim. So not because you're in St. Mary and we don't have a physical branch, it doesn't mean that we can't serve you, but it's good that you have an interest, and I'm sure someone will reach out to you afterwards to have the conversation with you.
All right, Juven. So Monique, just to add, we are pretty capable of doing applications non-face-to-face The only time we require your presence is when you're signing documents. So we can pretty much start a loan application if you are already a member. If you're not a member, yes, we need to know who we're doing business with. You need to be a part of a family. But if you're already a member, we can do most of the loan application non-face-to-face at your convenience.
Okay, Jason, we're going to take 2 more questions, then we will move to the next presenter and we'll take the rest of the questions at the end of the session. So Jason Robinson is asking, do you require a TCC for a new business?
Okay, we will, if you're seeking one of our loans being funded by the DBJ, if it's an internally funded loan, no, we would not need a TCC for that. But if you want to grab the good and very delicious loans by the DBJ, they're certainly very attractive. You will definitely need a TCC for that. But it should be easy enough for you being a new business. Should not be a hard process.
Okay. And then we have Miss Campbell. She's asking, what do you consider a good business?
A good business? I would say a good business is one that has, again, and I'm going to go through things I mentioned before, you have a strong business plan, you have good financials, and just proper overall management of your business. Being a good salesperson alone, a good networker is not enough to have a good business. You must be a good manager of your business. So marketing, financial, HR, you name it. You need to have a rounded experience to manage your business for it to be good.
Okay. All right. So there are a number of questions coming, Jason. I'm going to take one last question before we move on to our next presenter. In a case that you have, and this is from F. Burrell, in a case that you have no history of credit, does this cause a hinder of the process?
No, not at all. No history is a shade below good history. We'll assume that you're a good creditor because we have nothing else to go by. So it is better than having bad history. Definitely.
Okay. All right. So we want to thank Jason for sharing with us. We see a number of questions in the chat, and I'm going to invite you to continue putting your questions there. We will try and take those questions at the end of the presentation. So thank you so much, Jason.
Thank you, Juven.
All right. So you can stop sharing your screen now so we can move to the next presenter. Thank you. Okay, that was such a good presentation. I realized that a number of persons have questions. Send the questions along. We will try to answer as many as possible during the session. And if we can't answer all the questions during the session, then I'm sure we will answer them. We will have a one-on-one with you and answer those questions. So our next presentation is coming from Kellyanne Price. And Kellyanne Price is the representative at the DBJ, that's the Development Bank of Jamaica. Kellyanne is the project manager for the DBJ Serve Jamaica program at the DBJ, whose role involves managing all activities required to achieve the efficient and effective implementation and full utilization of the Serve Jamaica program by leveraging relationships with DBJ's internal and external stakeholders. Hi, Carrie-Ann. Welcome to FHC. Welcome to the family. Welcome to our webinar.
Thank you so much, Juven. It's really a pleasure to be here. I just want to thank you so much for this opportunity to just be able to share with the MSMEs, because now is really a crucial time. We're in the time of the COVID-19. World over, it has impacted so many different economies and taken the lives of so many people that we care about, Jamaica being no different. So not only has it impacted our health, it has also taken a toll on our financial and business health, right? So I think this webinar here, you know, building financial health. Sorry, you're hearing me? You're hearing me? All right, so I believe that, you know, it has really taken a toll on businesses all over the globe, right? And the reason for that is, I would say now is the era of physical distancing, lockdown, limited operating times, curfews. I hope I'm connecting here, right? It has also affected a lot of our incomes and increased operating costs, because now you have to implement certain measures to ensure that their doors can still remain open. And also for a lot of businesses, it has tightened their cash flows and done so many other evils. But today, I am here to share with you how you can pivot, recover, and grow using the solutions available at the DBJ, right? So before I move on, I'm just gonna share with you two quick audios. One moment.
Local business, me don't know where me I go do. Oi, Virgin, why you not try get on the DBJ Serve program? Them have grants and loans strictly to help businesses that COVID affect, you know, for real. Yeah, man, you can get a grant where you not have to pay back for up to 300,000 to help digitize your business. We do online marketing, online banking, payroll system, and a whole heap more things. I can even get a loan for 800,000 at 2% interest to pay back over 3 years. Plus, you can also get up to $10 million at 5% interest rate and 8 years to pay back. What you say? Grant, 2% loan, 5% loan. Me, I call my bank right now.
With helping hands, your dreams deserve DBJ Serve.
Contact your bank or financial institution. Ask about the DBJ Serve program today or visit www.dbjserve.com. Conditions apply.
You work hard. You want to build your business to earn more, be more successful. The Development Bank of Jamaica will help you get there with a business loan, a partial loan guarantee, a voucher for technical assistance.
I didn't have enough security to borrow the money I needed. So the DBJ, they guaranteed part of the loan for me. Ask your financial institution how the DBJ can help you.
The Development Bank of Jamaica.
We help you get there.
All right, so there you have it, a quick intro in terms of the DBJ Serve Jamaica programs that we have at the DBJ, and also a little bit more about what we do at the DBJ, right? So as I mentioned, I am here today to share with you how you can pivot, pivot, grow, and recover from the pandemic. So for today's program, I'm just gonna quickly share with you about the DBJ, what we do there, the importance of going digital, because that's a big part of the DBJ Serve Jamaica program. And I'm also going to give you some background information on the Serve program, and also I will take you through the different products that's available, and of course, some, I call them sweeteners that you can access that Jason would have already hinted at in his presentations. And thereafter, we'll give you an opportunity to ask your questions, right? So for those of you who do not know, the DBJ is actually a government institution, and our vision is to by 2025 be recognized as Latin America's and the Caribbean's foremost development finance institution that drives private sector development and contributes to broad-based inclusive economic growth in Jamaica. Simply put, we just want to be the best in the West, right? And we do this, in fact, we have several different services that we offer, grants, loans, all of these I'll share with you a little later on in my presentation. But our mission is really to provide opportunities to all Jamaicans, and I stress all, because sometimes when we hear about the DBJ, we think, you know, they only cater to the big boys. Well, no, we cater to the bag juice vendor, right? As FHCCU will tell you, as Jason told you in his presentation, that we've had a very long and fruitful partnership with them, right? And they have loans for basically any level, you know, that you can think about. Right? So our mission is really to provide opportunities to all Jamaicans to improve their quality of life. All right. And I think this diagram shows you a little bit more about what we do. So if you look to the right of the chart here, you realize that we basically provide assistance to all sectors. So never mind that you're probably in a, a sector that is not normally a recipient or beneficiary of funding. The DBJ will help you. And with the assistance of FHCCU, we will look at your business case and help you to find the best solution for you. So from agriculture to the creative. So if you're doing graphic design, for instance, we will help you get there. Also for services, just to name a few, professional services, tourism, transportation, just to name a few. We cater to businesses in the seed stage. So if you just have an idea, right, and you need financing or you need training opportunities, DBJ will help you. Right? If you're at the startup stage, there is a solution there for you at the DBJ. If you're at the growth stage or established, or you want to expand your business, we also have a solution for your business. And if you're a mature business, so say for instance, this is like the larger size businesses, we also have a solution for you. So what are some of the products that we offer? Well, we provide training, as I mentioned, through our VTA program or voucher for technical assistance. I will share with you a little bit further about those. We offer business support, grants, guarantees. That's the same CEF that Jason referred to in his presentation. We also have loans, equity financing, supply chain financing, just to name a few. And we're able to provide these products and these services through our partners, and our partners are the business service providers, right? So these are the people that you will go to get your business plan and your financial statements. Incubators for those clients who need some hand holding. Associations as well, like the JBDC that Jason referred to. Lenders like FHCCU. Angel investors for those who, you're on the sophisticated side and you don't necessarily need a loan. You want an investor in your business. We have a solution for that as well. And also fund managers. So having gone through all of that, you know a little bit more about what the DBJ does. So we're coming now to the nitty-gritty of things, right? So we're here to learn more about the DBJ Serve Jamaica program. Just to give you a quick background, it's basically a $3 billion loan and grant program that we are offering in partnership with the Ministry of Finance and Public Service. Right, this offer basically goes up to March 2022. So I wouldn't suggest that you miss a beat. You get on it right away because the funds are only available on a first come basis, right? And the main objective of the DBJ Serve program is really to help businesses that have been badly hit or affected by the pandemic to recover. And also a big part of our program is to get businesses, especially Jamaican businesses, up to a point where they can compete with companies internationally. Because what we have found by and through digitalization, right? Because what we have found is that though we're little and we're tallow and we have some of the best products globally that are well in demand, just about, in fact, less than 28% of our Jamaican businesses actually sell to overseas. Now, I think this is a gross injustice, right? So much more can be done. So much more can be done to help our businesses to advance technologically, and that will put you in a better position. And I'm going to share with you some reasons why. So you may be wondering, what does it mean to go digital? Because this is now a buzzword, everywhere you go, you hear go digital, digital transformation. What exactly does it mean? Really, it's the adoption of technology or computer-based solutions to boost the performance of your business. So simply put, it considers things such as website development, e-commerce, just a simple HR system or your accounting package like QuickBooks. If you talk about email marketing, these are examples of digitalization, and also online banking, right? So why is it important, especially now, right? It's going to help you. Or take, for instance, this meeting this evening. It's taking place via Zoom, right? So pre-COVID, we would have had to spend perhaps an hour to get ready for the meeting, right? And for me, I live out of town, so I would have to take probably an hour, hour and a half to get to FHC or wherever the presentation will be taking place. So I would have to spend on transportation, gas, toll, you name it, to get there. And my time, because there's a cost to your time as well to get there, right? And then you'd have to wait, until it's your time to present, and, you do your presentations, and then you take another hour and a half to get back home, So with the advent of video conferencing, it has helped to improve productivity. So I can have, instead of having 3 meetings per day, imagine you having to travel from meeting to meeting, right? The most you can probably do, because you get really tired very quickly, is 3 or 4 meetings for the day. Now with Zoom, you can pack 6 to 8 meetings and probably even more in one day. So it improves your productivity, right? That's just one example. Not only that, but when you take out the transportation costs that you'd have to pay, plus your time, you understand, to transport to the different location, it's reducing cost, right? And, right, it's also giving you an opportunity to be exposed to new markets, if you think about it. Say, for instance, you're a wholesaler, right? You're selling nicely designed Jamaican printed jewelry, for instance. This is something that would definitely be in demand, especially overseas. This is an opportunity through e-commerce or a website to promote your products online. And this will in turn help you to increase your revenues and, of course, increase your cash flow. One thing that I love about digitalization is that it's a solution that pays for itself. Normally, when you set up an online business or a store, there's so many different costs and overheads that you have to think about. The rent alone sometimes sinks business. When you talk about JPS, oh my, especially now, right? And so many other costs to think about. With an online store, it takes care of so many different overheads, and it gives you access to a wider clientele if used the right way. Right? And this is the reason why it's so important for you to, get up to the time. All right. So so you may be wondering, okay, so now I understand the importance of doing it. Okay, so I'm a small man. How exactly can I use it in my business? Say, for instance, you're a wholesaler, or you're doing clothing. For instance, you're selling clothes from your car, or, or you could even be a barber or a hair salon, right? Take, for instance, sales and marketing. One thing that you can do is list your products online so that persons can view your products online, right? They can also make the payment at the same time. So you don't have to wait until they come into your store to collect the cash. They pay for it immediately, right? Also, for those persons, say, for instance, you do hair, and you have a client that on a recurring basis, they come to you on a monthly basis, right? You have your CRM software, your customer relationship management software, which helps you to kind of keep track of, make appointments for you, collect your customer information, for instance. And not only that, but whenever time you're having your promotions, right, you social media marketing to help you to promote your products, to promote your services, and increase your reach internationally or even locally, wherever you operate, right? And that's just sales and marketing. It goes far. It has a much farther reach. We haven't touched operations as yet. A lot of times, right now, a lot of small businesses, I know you're good with your pen and paper, that's all you know right now. But sometimes it becomes a little bit bulky and hard to manage and hard to track. And sometimes you can't even make heads or tail of it, right? So now you have things like electronic record management, inventory management, especially if you have a wholesale or businesses that carry a lot of inventory. You want to have these tools at your fingertips, because guess what? That's where a lot of your profit leaks, where your inventory is concerned, right? So you want to be able to to track how much stock you have in house, right? How much you really need to buy so you're not wasting, right? And be able you need to be able to determine if you're going through other means, you know, I call them the 2-foot rats, right? And especially with wholesales, you find that that happens a lot. So you do need a system in place. Also, if you're in a restaurant business now, because of social distancing and the limited operating hours, you find that there are certain logistic solutions that you need, right? For instance, delivery services, right? That you can utilize and you can make that process so much more efficient. I mentioned the whole concept of video conferencing and how it saves time and cost. And now I'm going to touch a little bit on accounting and finance. And this is where a lot of small businesses need to come up to par. And the reason for this is that for you to grow your business, get the loan that you need, and all of these beautiful things, you know, your banker needs to be able to sit and look at your books or look at your records and be able to determine whether or not your operation is profitable, right? An accounting system allows you, for example, QuickBooks. It allows you to keep better books. For instance, at a click of a button, you can generate what they call your profit and loss. So it's going to list all your different expenses, your profit that you earn for the period, for instance, and how much, sorry, not your profit, your income for the period, and how much profit you earn, right? Just the click of a button or the manipulation of certain keys, right? So within 5-10 minutes, you have your proper profit and loss statement, as opposed to having your pen and your paper and all the books and files that you have to go through. You understand? You probably have to book 3 or 4 weekends to get that done, and time is precious. You want to be able to spend your precious time, right, in your business or working on your business, because that is where it matters. That is where it counts, right? And there's also e-payroll as well. So if you have people to pay, that process is also quicker, easier, simpler, and online banking, right? In fact, I went to a wholesale recently to get some groceries as on a quick go, right? And I went to a wholesale and the point of sale machine was not working. And I asked the owner there, well, can I transfer the funds then to your bank account? And she was so reluctant and so scared, you know, for me to transfer the funds to her account. And I'm saying to myself, and she lost my sale, right? And the reason for that, in this day and age, you really have to get with it. The fears that you have about, you know, banking, online banking, and people getting into your account. And I'm sure perhaps in Shadeen's presentation, she'll probably touch on it in terms of cybersecurity, how you can protect your asset, protect how you bank online, and to ensure that your information is safe, right? But in this day and age, simple things like online banking that's on the go through your mobile phone, you need to be able to access that. Right? You need to be able to do that. You need to be able to check your account balance, transfer funds to your customers, have them transfer funds to you, right? So that you can get all the sales that you can. You can't afford to be losing a good client, right? So these are just some of the ways that digitalization can assist your business to grow. So I hope I've done that enough justice, right? What it means to go digital, why it's so important, and how exactly you can utilize it in your business. Because now I'm going to go into the solutions that are available through the DBJ for you to digitalize your business, and also for you to grow your business and pivot from this pandemic. All right. So this first solution that we have to kickstart and to help you or MSMEs to recover from the pandemic and get back on track is the Dbj Go Digital Voucher, right? So this is free money. And I pause right there. Free money that you can access, right? So this grant gives you 300,000 inclusive of GCT, right? For you to access a variety of digital transformation services and solutions, excluding hardware. So hardware like say your phone, cell phones, point of sale machines, servers, if you need like a laptop, you wouldn't be able to buy those things with it. But certainly for software, for instance, website development, if you needed to do that, social media, right? If you wanted to get that customer relationship management software, and this here is very important now because you need to be able to keep a track of all of your clients, right? Know exactly how they buy, who they are, when they buy, right? And the CRM software sometimes provides certain analytics that will help you to determine, you know, when is the best time to sell to them, right? So you need to be able to capture all the sales that you can. The accounting software, as I talk about, to ease your burden in terms of generating those profit and loss statements when you need it, and especially when tax time comes around. Because, you know, I spoke to a little a businessman the other day, and I said, boy, me not really want to do this tax thing, you know, because you know want the government in business and this and that. And I asked the gentleman, right? In fact, he came to us for a loan to because a major opportunity, you know, just landed in his lap. And when I looked at it, it would take him at least 2 years, probably a year to 2 years to access a loan, right? And the reason for that, based on the amount that he needed, I don't think there was any financial institution that would take him without him being tax compliant, right? And I looked at him and I said, sometimes we watch the slice of the grape and we don't realize that we're missing the slice of a melon by not being tax compliant. Yes, you have to pay over a certain amount to the government on a yearly basis. Yes, it kind of, you know, it's painstaking sometimes, but sometimes if we don't change our mindset and how we look at it, we miss out on major opportunities. Because for him, in order to get tax compliant, right, because he wasn't running any income through any account or anything like that, so it was so hard to determine how much money he was making, right? So he would have to wait and pass his income through an account for all of, so some banks say 6 months, some banks say a year, some banks say 12, 24 months, right? Before you're able to generate anything of substance, right? And generate a TCC. So he lost that major opportunity because he did not want to become tax compliant. Again, I urge you, don't look at the slice of the grape that you will save. Look at the slice of a melon that you will lose, right? If you don't come into the formal fold. And just a point to note, sometimes we're scared because we don't understand the system. I tell every business person worth their salt, you need a good lawyer and a good accountant, because a good lawyer will show you the ins and outs and defend you if needs be. A good accountant will show you again the ins and outs and show you how much liability you really have, because some of us are paying only through our teeth because of misinformation, right? So you need a good accountant to show you, to do your books properly, right? And pay only what the government needs, right? Some of us are paying more than we really need to, all right? So that is just my 2 cents, right? Also, some of the other services is electronic marketing, video conferences, electronic records management, as I mentioned earlier. And this voucher is available through our accredited business development organizations, right? So if you go to www.dbjserve, that's listed there at the top of the screen.com, you're able to view the different videos that you can access this voucher through. Again, this is 300,000. You know, it's not tied to a loan. You don't have to be taking a loan to get it, right? We're only interested in moving our country forward through this voucher here. All right. All right, so that's the voucher for technical assistance. So if the 300,000 is not sufficient to give your business the boost that it needs digitally, we also have a loan at 2% I repeat that, 2%, right? I don't think you will get this anywhere else. Not think, I know you will not get this offer anywhere else in the industry. 2%, right? 800,000 up to 2% over a period of 3 years. So the government of Jamaica, through the Ministry of Finance, gave us $1 billion to unlend to micro, small, and medium enterprises at 2% to help them again to digitalize their business. So earlier I mentioned that you would not have been able to say access hardware stuff, right? Like laptops or smartphones or servers or point of sale machines. With this loan, you are actually able to do that, right? You're able to get this loan and do all of that. Again, in my previous slide, you could only access the voucher through our BDOs. But this loan here, we have opened it up. We basically fly the gate. You can get it from any provider of technological services. So if you see a computer at WhatsApp that your business needs or a laptop, you can get a loan for it. And FHCCU will help you to get that loan. All right. So I would say you should stay very close to your business banker, you know, at this time. All right. So $1 billion, I said, we have put in the marketplace so that you can access this loan to help you to digitalize your business and take your business to the next level. All right. So I've spoken about the Dbj Go Digital Voucher. That's a free money, 300,000. I talk about this loan up to 800,000 that you can access. Now, the final product under the Dbj Serve program is a Dbj MSME recovery loan, right? So again, Ministry of Finance gave us $2 billion to help you MSMEs recover from the pandemic, right? So for this loan, it goes up to $10 million at an all-time low interest rate again of 5%, right? And the purposes, oh my, you can do things like working capital, capital expenditure projects. If you need to consolidate some debt, you can do that. If you want to refinance some debt or overdrafts or business credit cards, if you want to purchase real estate or retrofit a building or purchase machinery, boy, the purposes are extensive, right? There's basically, there's not very much you cannot do with this MSME recovery loan, right? So this product is basically for you if you're in expansion mode, if you are ready to pivot and grow your business and thrive through this pandemic, this product is just for you, okay? All right, so those are the products under the Dbj Serve Jamaica program. I'm also now going to share with you some sweeteners that we have to complement the suite of products that I just told you about. The first one, which Jason hinted at as well, is a Dbj Credit Enhancement Facility. Now, for a lot of us, we didn't have the benefit of a rich grandfather or grandmother, right? Or as the Jamaican adage says, you know, you're never born with the gold spoon in your mouth. So as a result, when you go to the bank and, you know, after you tell the business banker how much you need, the next question is, so what you're going to use as security? This is the product for that, right? So basically, for loans up to $30 million, Dbj will help you with 80% of that. So we are standing as a guarantor. You see, normally you have to ask your friend to stand as guarantor or, you know, somebody respectable, right? You can come to the Dbj, and you know that nobody not offering that service anymore, right? So the Dbj will stand in the gap for you. We will guarantee it for up to 80%, up to a maximum of 30 million. So say for instance, you wanted $10 million, right? Dbj will help you with 80% of that, right? So that would be what? 8 million. And if you wanted 20 million, right, Dbj would guarantee 16 million for you. So it means that the difference of $4 million you would have to provide, right? No, so that's it for the larger type loans. Now, if you want a smaller loan, say 11 million and less, we will guarantee up to 90% of that. So let's use, for example, the same $10 million again, right? So if we're going to do 90% of that, then it means then that we would guarantee 9 million, and then you would have to find the remainder of $1 million to stand as guarantee. All right. So, and again, it goes up to the tenure of the loan. So say, for instance, you wanted a loan and the tenure for the loan, so you'd be repaying over a 5-year period, then the tenure of this guarantee will be for 5 years. Bear in mind, there is a small service charge that is attached to that of 2.5%. And this is really the cost to replenish the fund so that other MSMEs like you can have this benefit as well. Okay. So that is a credit enhancement facility. It's a guarantee. It's not free money, right? It's not a loan. It is us standing as guarantee or guarantor for you, the MSME. All right. So it's not money on the loan that you're getting. It's a guarantee, or we're standing, it's a security package that we have. All right, for that purpose. All right. So Jason also mentioned in his presentation some vouchers for technical assistance. So in preparing to go to your business bank, there are some things that they would need: business plan, financial statements. Also, there are other services that you may need to assist you to grow your business. Well, DBJ is assisting MSMEs, and all you need to do is just be registered, right? Just be registered. This product is not tied to any of our loans, right? So once you are registered, then you can access up to 30 different services. We're talking about marketing plans. If you need mentorship and coaching, and I kid you not, you know, we have a lot of fantastic business-minded people out there, but what they lack is the business know-how, right? I normally suggest get a mentor, get somebody to help you to get the job done, right? There's also training that we pay for. If it is that you have a product and you want to take it to SRC, or if you need to take it to Bureau Standard, right, for product formulation and those things, branding, it's a wide variety of things that this voucher for technical assistance will assist you with. Right. And again, and let me repeat, you don't have to be taking a loan to get this service. This is again, a project that we have to help MSMEs to move forward and move out of this pandemic, right? In fact, this product has been here pre-COVID, right? But again, it will help you. So you can get one every 2 years, and DBJ will pay 70% of the cost of the voucher. Please note, for business plans and financial statements, we pay 100% up to $250,000. So think about it. Once, if your accountant is on our list of videos, right, and they're charging you, say, $150,000 to do your financial statement, then you're basically getting it free. You're getting that service free using DBJ's voucher for technical assistance. Only thing is that they have to be a part of our accredited list. If they're not, you'd have to just go on the website and see who is and get the service from them, right? Just to note that point. For all other services, we pay 70%. So just for the business plan and the financial statement, we pay 100. Everything else, we pay 70% for that. All right, I did mention that we cater to startups as well. Well, we have an Ignite grant that goes, it's $3 million, right, for the idea stage. So if you just have an idea, it's very smart. It has never ever been done in Jamaica, this hemisphere, and you want to do it in Jamaica. Well, DBJ will pay 70%, will provide you with a grant, right? There's a vetting process that you'll have to go through. And once you qualify, then we will give you 70% of the grant up to $3 million. All right. And if it is that you have moved beyond idea stage and you're actually trying to commercialize it. So say, for instance, you wanted to do a pumpkin facial paste, for instance, right? You have done your product formulation, you know it works, right? So you take it from out of idea stage and know you want it to hit the market. then DBJ will give you 70% up to $7 million so that you can commercialize that product. All right. Now, if you're on the, and this is specifically for startups, no, I don't want the medium-sized enterprises to feel jealous at all, because we have something for you, right? We have an innovation grant fund that gives you up to $14 million, but you have to be medium-sized, and by medium-sized, you'd have to be earning over 100. In fact, you'd have to be earning over 150 million. Don't quote me on that, but I think I'm close to that, right? So over 150 million you'd have to be earning. All right. I'll get that correct and let you know. Right. So, and this is for new products and services and markets, right? So again, it has to be an innovative product or idea or service that you want to introduce to the market. Outside of that, we know that the energy bills are very high, especially if you're doing manufacturing, right? So we have a grant of $200,000 that we allow, and with that grant, we allow an energy auditor to come in, do an assessment of your establishment, and then provide you with recommendations, what it's going to take to help you to drive down your energy costs, right? So essentially, that's the end of my presentation. I will now take your questions, and that will be the contact numbers for the DBJ, or to view any of the products that I just mentioned, right? Those are the website information, contact number. We're also available via WhatsApp, as you can see there at 371-3830. The contact number for DBJ is 929-4000. Right? And feel free to visit our website for additional information. And yes, I'm open now to take questions.
All right. Thank you so much, Carrie. Good information there. So remember, you can place your questions in the chat, or you can raise your hand. Click the icon to raise your hand, and we will ask you to go ahead and ask your question. Let me go through the chat. But I see Armando from Resolve IT. He has been very active in the chat, and he has been helping to answer some of the questions, Kerry.
Okay, thank you. Oh yes, Armando is from Resolve It and one of our videos.
Right. So he has been very active in the chat. Thank you, Armando.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other questions? Let me just see. Is there an accounting software that is built and currently in use for the Jamaican tax culture? That's a question from Charlotte Shaw.
Well, I know what is generally used here now is QuickBooks, for instance, and Peachtree. I don't know if Armando can back me up on that. I'm not too sure if he provides that kind of service, but I know those are the two more popular ones that's available.
As a matter of fact, he did respond to her. He said, Charlotte, QuickBooks is, but not for payroll. I recommend having a payroll app for statutory taxes.
There you go. There you go. I'm also seeing a question here from Carrie-Ann Richards. It says, can I get a VTA and a Go Digital Voucher in the same period? And the answer to that is yes. As I had mentioned, you can access only one VTA every 2 years. However, because the Go Digital Voucher is being offered under concessionary only for this period, right, and on a concessionary basis, will allow you to access the Go Digital Voucher as well. So you can access both the Go Digital Voucher and also regular VTA. So if you wanted a business plan, for instance, or a financial statement, you can access that.
Okay. And Chantal Carr is asking, if my business certificate reads, I think that's reads, renewal, can I still access the voucher for accounting purposes? Needs renewal.
Oh, needs renewal.
Right. Can I still access the voucher for accounting purposes?
Well, we would have loved to, right? But you would have to be current with the business certificate. I'm not too sure if you're trading as or a sole proprietor or a company, but I think, no, it's a very simple process. I think you may even be able to do it online, if I'm not mistaken, right? And I think the cost is 2,500. So it's a simple process, and but you would definitely require the business registration documents to access the voucher.
Okay. Fabian's hand is up. Fabian, you can go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
Hello, good night,
Good night.
Hi,
everyone.
Fabian.
Sorry about my background because I'm at work now. All right. My business is since year registered April, and my business is into the mining and haulage area. So I was wondering if the DBOJ could step in, for example, when I get invitation about a bid and so forth about the mining with the heavy equipment like excavators and bulldozer and so forth. If they would step in into the bid to see if they could help me out with that load and so forth.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. So you said that you're registered basically April of this year, and you're in the mining industry, right? But you
Yes,
would
that's
like the DBJ to assist you with that bid. That's your question?
yes, that's my question.
Okay, and assistance in what area? Is it that you need loan financing?
Yes, like to purchase the equipment like excavators and trucks and all of those.
Okay,
That the
okay.
contract would requires.
Okay, and well, this is perhaps something that we need to take off here because it seems like a very unique situation. But your contract period, how long is it?
All right. It's based on the period that they gave you. Contract period would be like 2 years, and sometimes, yes, and sometimes they give you like a purchasing, which the purchasing meaning like, for example, they will give you a work valued up to $50 million, and that contractor is supposed to do the work, right? Until the 50 million is finished, until they give you back another purchase ticket. That's what they call it. You know?
Okay, understood. All right, so this is a very unique situation, right? The fact that you are a startup, it may pose some challenge for you, but it's not insurmountable, right? Would recommend that you start speaking with your business banker at FHC Credit Union, and we'll see how best we can help you to navigate, right? Because there are a lot of things, as Jason spoke about in his presentation, that you would have to be able to show, for instance, credit worthiness, for instance. Do you have a track record? If not with this current business, with another business, for instance, is it that you are, fresh in terms of doing business? Do you have alternate income sources, for instance, that you can use to help to support, proof of your ability to perform the contract, for instance? There are so many different things that we'd have to look at, especially because of the industry that you're in. Ensure that you have the necessary license, and there's so many different things. So I would recommend that we can take it offline and we can assess your situation on a case-by-case basis and see how best we can help you to navigate. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
I left my number in the chat. That industry have been doing a lot of work in there, so I could give you some assistance. So just look in the chat for my number and you can give me a call or WhatsApp, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, so Carrie Ann, we'll take one last question for you in this segment, and then all the other questions we will take at the end of the session. So we have a question from Crystal Brooks, and she is asking, is there assistance or funding available for new businesses in the tourism or entertainment industry?
Okay, all right. So thank you so much for that, Crystal. Yes, there is assistance you can get both in grant funding and also in loan financing, right? As a new business, you said tourism and entertainment.
Or the entertainment industry, yes.
And entertainment, right? But again, because of your situation, especially seeing that we are operating within the COVID period, what you have to also bear in mind is that based on the nature of the industry that you're in and what specifically your business entails, right? You'd have to be able to demonstrate that the business will have the cash flow necessary to support the loan payments. So this again is a very unique situation, especially because, you know, it's COVID and COVID affected a lot of businesses, especially in the tourism and entertainment. So once you can demonstrate that your business can repay, right? And I'm sure it's something that both FHCCU and DBJ would be willing to look at.
Okay. So thank you, Carrie Ann. Thank you for your presentation. I would just like to ask persons, if you still have questions, just put your questions in the chat and we will get to them at the end in the open session, open Q&A session at the end of the presentations. But we need to move on now to the next presenter, who is Shadeen James. So let me tell you a little about Shadeen. So Shadeen is a graduate of the University of Technology, Jamaica, where she studied finance and marketing. Her career in marketing started with her in a client services role all the way back in 2015 at Marketing Plus Communications, a full-service advertising agency. Shadeen is now a certified digital marketing professional and the social media manager at the agency. She currently manages a team of 7 social media executives with over 15 corporate clients, including First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union and the DBJ, to name a few. With a global shift from traditional to digital advertising, Shadeen is tasked daily with helping her clients understand the value and power of the digital space and how to use the channel effectively while still remaining engaging and impactful. Shadeen, are you ready?
I am. Good night, everybody.
Welcome. Over to you, Shadeen.
Thank you, and happy Credit Union Day to all the FHC members. I'm so happy to be a part of the Feeling the Joy webinar tonight, and I must say, so much insightful information has been provided for our entrepreneurs tonight. So let's jump in to my presentation. I'll be taking you through the top 10 reasons businesses should go digital.
Okay, I think Shadeen, your screen, I think you need to go into presentation mode. I'm seeing
I am currently
2 slides.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think I'm seeing the notes as well.
All right. Give me 1 second. Let me stop my video and see.
So whilst we wait on Shadeen, remember Jason had shared his information in the chat. So for all of those persons who are interested in doing business with the credit union, getting their small business loans or accessing the DBJ funds, you can reach out to Jason. You can email him at jason.ferguson@fhccu.com, or you can message him or call him at 876-550-2665. Shadeen, over to you. I think we're seeing you better now.
All right, see? Okay, so you're seeing my screen and you're seeing me clearly. Yes?
Yes.
All right, great. So good night again, everyone. A little bit of technical difficulties. I must apologize. No, let me quickly move my iPad over. I will be taking you through the top 10 reasons businesses should go digital. And just in case a few of our viewers aren't familiar with the agency, Marketing Plus is located in Kingston, right off Old Hope Road at Seymour Park. And we've been around for 23 years, and we're a full service advertising agency. So we do productions for radio commercials, TV commercials, print advertising, public relations, media buying, trade marketing, and now the biggest department in the agency is digital. So it's quite fitting that I was invited tonight to present on digitalization of businesses for a brighter tomorrow. Oh, dear me, and the technical difficulty here we go. All right, so why social media? The first one, so I'll be taking you through 3 pillars of digital advertising, and one of them is social media. And a lot of businesses ask, and they're hesitant to join the space. They don't see the value in investing in the space. So I quickly pulled a few for you what the current landscape is looking like. We have 1 million internet users, of which 55% of the population are internet users, and via mobile devices. Now, of the 1.63 million, 1.5 million are active social media users. That is 50% of the population are active social media users. On Facebook, as you can see, we have advertising access to 1 million users, while on IG we have 950, and Twitter, which is a growing platform for us, we have 168,000. Now, the other form of digital advertising is digital. We all must have encountered some form of display ads, YouTube ads. For example, you go to Amazon something, and then all of a sudden you start to see these following you around, reminding you to go and purchase the item, purchase something similar. So DDA finds the target wherever they are when they line, once the website that they're on has added. Now you don't anymore for somebody to find you. What you can simply we can simply set up your digital campaigns to find your targets online and serve them your ad. Now, the next one is digital media monitoring, and this one is becoming quite popular because, as you know, anybody has anything bad to say, they bring it to the digital space. So digital media monitoring allows us to monitor mentions of your company and specified keywords in the digital space. And now it also allows us to monitor sentiments of the company, your competitor, positive or negative sentiments as well, and to quickly identify and address a crisis if it arises. Now we can jump into the top 10 reasons businesses should go digital. Awareness, the first one is awareness. Now, how many of you consume your news or content on your phones? I can almost bet we have majority of persons going to glean online to read news articles, or you're watching videos on Instagram or on Facebook. So going digital actually places you right where your consumers are. As I mentioned in the stats earlier, your potential and existing consumers are online talking, they're searching, they're asking and sharing and recommending products or services. So 83% of social media users have discovered and purchased from new brands on the platforms. And I must say I'm very guilty of making several purchases from companies that I've never heard about, just from digital ads popping up in my feed. So being in the digital space allows you to reach your target where they are instead of waiting for them to find you, as I mentioned earlier. Now, the second reason is humanize your brand. So the digital space allows you to humanize your company, to show the people behind the company, show the behind the scenes of the operations. It allows you to show customers testimonials and how everyday people are using your products and services. It also allows you to engage and interact with your customer, which makes the company more approachable. And that's why 71% of customers stated that they're more likely to buy from a company after having a positive social media experience. Now, being in the digital space improves your SEO, and that's your search engine optimization. And this may be an unfamiliar term to some of the persons here, but simply put, it's the process of improving quality traffic to your website from search engines. So one of the biggest search engines, Google, for example, and as Jason mentioned earlier, our best friend, let's say you need to search for credit unions in Jamaica. What you should see when you go to Google, for example, is of course FHC and other credit unions in Jamaica. So the main objective of a search engine is to provide the most accurate results when someone searches for something. Now, when your company is active in the digital space, it allows Google, for example, to learn what your company is about, the products and services that it offers. So when someone searches for your company or your products or services, they're better able to rank you on the search list. No, I know this one is what every business owner wants to hear, increasing sales. I get this question all the time. What is going to be my return on investment if I decide to be in the digital space? And social selling is now a big deal where most physical stores are closing down because of the pandemic and are relying heavily on digital purchases. Now, this is because most persons are all about convenience. So if they have to leave home, if they don't have to leave home anymore, they can just scroll and press a button and make a purchase. So this is why companies have to pivot, as Kerry mentioned, and be active in the space, showcase your products and services, respond to the persons asking about prices and opening hours and where you're located. You have to be responsive. And then also, this is why companies locally are now seeing how important it is to have a website with e-commerce. So that will allow customers to pay for your products and services online. And if you don't have that, just being active in the space alone, just showcasing your products and your services in the digital space will spark interest and allow persons to now want to walk into your business. Now, the fifth one is another favorite because businesses always want to save money. Now, I'll use an example of when persons run full page ads in the Sunday paper and spend, let's say, over $200,000. While you can find the estimated readership for a particular day, so you have an idea of how many persons will see your ad, hopefully, if they read the paper, there is no way to accurately guarantee who bought the paper, if they saw your ad, if they saw the section that your ad was in, if they used the paper to wrap up meat, or if they're actually seeing your ad and what happened after they saw the ad, if they took any action, any at all. Now, in the digital space, that same 200,000 could result in thousands of impressions. And impressions are the number of times your content is exposed to persons online. So I will go into analytics soon, but you get more bang for your buck in the digital space because the cost per eyeball or cost per impression in the digital space is much cheaper than traditional means. And it allows you to track and analyze what exactly the user has done after being exposed to your ad. It also allows you to piecemeal content because most persons don't love to read the digital, don't love to read. The digital space allows you to put out bite-sized information for persons to know more about your company. Now, just imagine if every time you had an offer or you had something to communicate to your customers and you had to place that ad traditionally, it would get costly. Now, this digital space allows you to piecemeal that that same information, and it is a small portion of the cost. Also, if you put out an ad in the digital space and the data and comments show that persons aren't responding well, you have the ability to quickly change strategy, to quickly change the ad. But imagine you pay all of this money traditionally to produce a TV commercial, to produce a press ad, and the persons aren't liking it. They're not responding, they're not converting. It gets very costly to go back and change strategy or to change the content itself. But in the digital space, it allows you to quickly do so. Now, number 6 focuses on customer feedback. Now, digital media allows you to interact directly with your customers, and likewise, it gives them the opportunity to interact directly with your company. So unlike traditional, which offers only one-way communication, you're able to now respond to persons, help them fix the problem if they have any. So people expect companies to be responsive, and now the new avenue it's now the new avenue for customer service. Whenever you have an issue, before persons take up the phone and call to actually get the problem rectified that way, they prefer to leave a comment on your page, for example. So social media users expect a response from companies within 3 hours. They're very impatient in the space. So as I mentioned, if you're in the space, you have to be responsive. When customers come and share their feedback, whether it is good or bad, it's insight for your company. It helps you to improve your product or level of service. It allows you to resolve an issue for that same customer. And these are the customers that turn into the most loyal customers. These are the customers that turn into advocates of your brand when you actually identify that they're having an issue and you're able to help them fix the issue. Now, lead generation. Digital media offers an easy and convenient way for potential customers to express interest in your business and your products. It is important to always have a call to action when promoting your content in the space to generate leads. And for example, as Juven mentioned, Development Bank of Jamaica and FHC are my clients, and we recently did an auto loan promotion for FHC where the content allowed us we had a call to action for persons who were interested in the auto loan to be able to sign up and leave their contact details for a representative to reach out to them and convert them. And similarly for the DBJ Serve campaign, we do have a call to action, honor as that encourage persons to, once you're interested in the facility, you're able to put in your information and where DBJ is able to follow through on that for you. Now, website traffic. And firstly, your business need to have a digital point of reference for persons to find out more information about your company, the products and services that you offer. And for some companies that haven't reached to the point where they have a website, social media platforms are being used as your digital point of reference now. So digital ads are key to increasing traffic to your website. And as I mentioned earlier, when you put out your content and you direct persons to visit your website for more information, to sign up for a callback, this is all pushing traffic to your website. And this can also be done to your social media platforms as well. Now we're almost there. I'm doing 10 reasons why you should go digital. So we're at number 9, and the digital space allows you to be more targeted. Now with advertising, you don't have to guess if somebody saw your ad, or if you don't have to guess if they saw your ad or the type of persons who are seeing it. You're able to, I'll go into analytics, that's the last thing actually, and you're able to find these persons where they are, as I mentioned earlier. So promoting your content in the digital space is a great way to get your content exposed to new and existing customers. So let's say a business owner here has a product that appeals to females only. And we're able to target females in the digital space. And let us say you want to target females between a certain age group. We're also able to do that. And let us say your product is only available for purchase in Montego Bay, for example. We're able to target our digital advertising to reach persons just in Montego Bay. So it would be a waste of funds to target all females between that age group in all of Jamaica when your product is only accessible in Montego Bay. So that is really one of the ways too for it to be more cost effective, because you're actually targeting the people who need to see your ad and who have access to your products. As I mentioned, analytics is final, and that is one of the main things that we appreciate about the digital space, because it tells you exactly what has happened when people interact with your ads in the space. So it generates a huge amount of data about your customers in real time. You can use that information to make smarter business decisions. So the platforms, as well as third-party tools, provide insights on the performance of the post or ad, the demographics of the persons interacting with your content, the sentiments towards your company. This allows you to optimize your strategy in real time, as I mentioned earlier, unlike traditional media. And these tools can also provide insights on what happens when your customer moves from the digital ad to your website. So for example, Google Analytics allows us to see when people see your content in the digital space, what happens after that. So traditionally, people see your ad in the paper, they may have contact details on the bottom or a call to action for them to do, but there's no way for you to rightfully track it. But with digital advertising, you're able to now see the person move, what they did. You know, they clicked on your ad, they came to your website. How long did they stay on your website? What pages did they go to? Did they convert? Did they sign up? Did they go on the contact us page to get a number? You're able to track and see your customer journey when they go to your website. And that's it for me. Thank you so much. And don't forget to follow us on all socials. We are on Facebook and Instagram at MarketN Plus. And you can contact us via telephone as well, 946-2027-8. And feel free to reach out if you need to get a consultation on how to go digital. I mean, I'll put my cell number in the chat if anybody needs it, but I think we can go over to questions.
All right, thank you so much, Shadeen. Thank you for that presentation. Are there any questions? Remember to put your questions in the chat, or you can raise your hand and be identified. Are there any questions for Shadeen? How can digital help to move your business forward, whether you're using the social media platforms or any of the other platforms? Are there any questions? Okay. All right, so Sharonet Shaw is asking, can a basic assessment of a website be done before any investment?
Sure. You know, we, as I mentioned, a consultation is free. We're able to assess what the information that we'll share is going to be pretty minimal. A part of what we do is to give consults to our clients with the intention of actually getting the business to help you improve your website. So you can reach out, you can get feedback from us to see you know, how we can improve and the recommendations, and we can also discuss how we can support you to actually get that done.
All right, thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay, Crystal Brooks is asking, do you make websites and control the social media platforms for businesses?
Yes, we do. That is a major part of what we do. And as Juven mentioned in my introduction, we're actually the digital partners for the credit union and also for the Development Bank of Jamaica, to name a few. So yes, we do offer our social media services and all our digital services to businesses.
Okay. Jennifer Sims is asking, what if you're not in Jamaica and would like to be a part of this? Jennifer, can you be a little bit more clear with your question? Okay, so Crystal is saying, so we wouldn't necessarily need to do our own analysis. You guys, Shadeen, being marketing plus communications, would take care of those things. Yes, Crystal, I can answer that question.
Right, and a big part of what we do is to ensure that when we're providing the analysis and the reports to our clients, we walk you through what you're seeing. So if there's something that you're not understanding or even how to interpret it to better what you're doing, we're able to guide you as well. That's the beauty of partnering with an agency.
Okay, thanks, Shadeen. Are there any other questions for any of our other presenters? Let me just scroll through the chat to see if there's anything that we would have missed earlier. Any more questions for Jason or Carrie-Ann? Carrie-Ann, there was a question that was asked earlier. If the DBJ, okay, from Jason Robinson. And Jason said, Kerry, thanks for an awesome presentation. Has the DBJ considered incorporating lessons in business startups in secondary schools?
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, because as I mentioned, we cater to businesses throughout the different life cycles. We actually have a business competition at the tertiary level, right? Not at the secondary level at this point in time. It's referred to as a national business model competition. So we're trying.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just checking to see. Are there any more questions? If not, okay, Jennifer is saying, I'm in the Cayman Islands and start an online business and would like to know how to get in on social media. So Shadeen, this one is yours.
Well, you started an online business, so I guess you definitely need to be in the digital space. So I think the conversation would have to happen offline for us to find out a little bit more about your services and what you offer, for us to even recommend what platforms and, discuss, who you're targeting in particular, to see what platform is best for you to get started on. If you need to be on all 3, all 4, all 5, there's so many platforms. So it's best for us to have the discussion to see what your product is about and who you're trying to target. And the beauty of digital is that you can reach persons, even though we're in Jamaica, we're able to run ads across the world pretty much. It gets costly to reach so many persons overseas, but it's still very much doable. So I'll just quickly type my number in the chat so you can reach out to me and we can discuss.
Okay. All right. So still send the questions in, but in the meantime, we will be placing our short questionnaire in the chat, and we ask you to spend 2 to 3 minutes and just complete it for us. At each webinar, we try to get as much information as possible from our participants. We try to review our webinar, and we also try to get information from you in terms of some of the topics you'd like us to discuss at our upcoming webinars. So we're going to put the questionnaire in the chat just now. So we're just going to ask you, as we continue the conversation, just to click on the link, and there it goes. Just to click on the link and to complete it for us, so that we can have more of these vibrant sessions and help to address some of the topics that you probably would want to hear about. All right, so let me see. In the meantime, let me see if there are any other questions. Okay, so Oswy Gale, he has a question. Based on your products, can you say if the web marketing tool you offer is linked to the business bank account?
Well, yes, we do website development, and there is a e-commerce platform that we can implement based on the bank that you have. But of course, that is also something that we would have to speak to you about to see how the best thing that we recommend to get started. But we do have capabilities to do that as well.
Okay, thank you for that one. Are there any other questions? Questions for Carrie-Ann for the DBJ Serve program? Questions for Jason on the FHC micro and small business loan programs? Or questions for Shadeen as it relates to digital marketing? I hope you have clicked on the link and you are completing the form for us. All right, so there are no other questions. So I would want to think we're at the end of our webinar. It is now, wow, we did 2 solid hours. We're good on time, right, Jason, Carrie, and Shadeen?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Almanda said, good job, Marketing Plus. Tanya says, great presentation. And I'm seeing some, let me see, my screen is moving so quickly. So many persons. Charlotte Shaw said, I appreciate all the presentations tonight. Thanks for sharing contacts for Jason and Shadeen. Any chance of getting contacts at Carrie-Ann or Almando? You guys have been super.
We put Carrie under pressure.
Carrie, you can share the
Definitely. Let me try to.
If you would like. Go ahead, Carrie.
Sure. Okay, so I'm trying to find my, okay, here's a chat now. Okay, so I'll type it in the chat. In the meanwhile, my contact number is 876-577-9599. Okay, found the chat finally. And let me just send that to everyone. Talking about technology, wow.
All right. So Jason, there's a question for you. What other services do you offer post loan success application? What other services do you offer post loan success application?
Okay, so as we mentioned before, to our partners, for example, let me just use one recent member. She is starting a wholesale. So she went through, she got her loan, she bought the necessary stocks to open the business. She had some cameras before and some of her cash registers, etc. But she didn't have everything. So seeing that she had additional need, of course, I hit up Almanda over what resolved it and said, hey, Almanda, we have a member here that we helped out to open an wholesale, but she still has additional needs. Could you help her through the DBJ, of course, to get a grant so that she could get the additional CCTVs, CC cameras, the accounting software, which most likely will be QuickBooks, and all of that in place. So we do stick with our members, and where we see the possibility or the opportunity to help them, we do things like this to get them to go along. We also continue to monitor the businesses where we see gaps. We use our expertise to fill those gaps, whether through FHC as a credit union or again through our partners. So we keep a very close relationship with our members.
Okay, thanks, Jason. Can you just remind persons of your contact information, please?
Okay, so it's jason.ferguson@fhccu.com, and it's 550-2665, and that's WhatsApp, call, text message, whichever you choose. I'm available most times.
Okay.
So send me a message whenever, and I will definitely answer as soon as I'm available.
Okay, so it seems as if a lot of persons really appreciated the information tonight. A lot of persons are commenting and, you know, they're saying good presentation. Thank you so much for the information. But on behalf of First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union, I just want to say special thanks to Carrie-Ann Price and to Shadeen James and to Jason, our own Jason, of course, for just sharing tonight. It has been a very good webinar, a very good session, very insightful, a lot of information. If you all remember, I said at the beginning, please ensure that you have your pen and paper so you can take notes. We really appreciate having you all joining us tonight to share with our members, to share with our prospective members, you know, some of our team members, friends, family, all the persons who participated tonight. So thanks again so much. We have our webinars once per month. It's normally towards the latter part of the month. And these webinars are free, and we say to persons, there's so much information that we share over the 2-hour period every month. And look out for our flyers, look out for emails, look out for sponsored ads in the space, etc. Tell a friend. Bring a friend. There's just so much. I know it's curfew and persons are locked in, etc. And it is just so much information that we share on a monthly basis, whether it is straight business or it's about health and wellness, you name it. We will be covering those topics if we have not done so already. So again, if you're not yet a member of First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union Limited, we invite you to become a member. We have 11 locations island-wide, spread right across the island from St. Thomas all the way down to St. James. We have our sales officers who can come to you. We have so much opportunities and products and services that can bring value to your life. Regardless of whatever stage of life you're at, we have the products, whether they're savings products, loan products, or they're insurance-based products. We have them all here at First Heritage. So on behalf of FHC, I just want to say thank you all for joining us. I hope that you have completed the survey. You can find us at www.fhccu.com. You can reach us at 876-929-5142. You can reach us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at FHC Credit Union. And we are very much in this space. We encourage you to get the savings accounts opened. We encourage you to look at the loan offerings that we have. There's so much happening at our credit union. And at FHC, we say FHC is my place, your place, our place. Thanks for joining us and have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.